Hi, morning everyone. Welcome back to my live broadcast. Today is 23rd October 2020, Friday today, right? Okay, so previously for the two sessions about the US general election series, I have talked about the how much influence the result of the US general election might have on the stock market, right? That's the first session of this USGE series. And the second session, Wednesday, the first one is Monday, right? The second one is Wednesday. I talk about the sectors that might be influenced by the results of the US general election. And today is the third part of this US general election series. And topic today, what's behind the US general election? So what is the key factor determining the general election result? Do you know what is the key factor? And then what lesson can we learn from this key factor? So that's our main topic today. And the second part will still be individual stock diagnosis. Same as usual, you get your stocks ready now and can write them down in the comment section now, so that later we can diagnose immediately, right? No need to wait and waste your time. Okay. Before we begin, I still need to remind you that all the stocks mentioned in the video are for the purpose of demonstration and education, no recommendation. Investors should be aware of the risks involved in stock trading and take full responsibilities for their own tradings. Okay, so another news to announce is I mentioned about the weekend seminar, the big event, right? So this big seminar, it comes from 2 to 5:30 p.m. on 25th October. This is the coming Sunday, okay? This coming Sunday afternoon, 2 to 5:30 p.m. This is a big event because we have invited a special guest, Jerry Hu, who is a master from China. Okay, and also we have another lecturer, local lecturer, Robert, also would give us the talk. And the topic will be about the general election and COVID-19, the COVID-19 situation under the backdrop of the general election and COVID-19. So how can we catch the opportunities in the stock market? So that's the main topic for this big event. If you are homely member already, no need to register. But if you are not yet a homely member, you need to WhatsApp me privately to for free registration. You privately message me your name so that I will help you register for free for this seminar. And this seminar is on Zoom, so make sure your Zoom can work, or you already got Zoom installed in your computer or in your handphone. Okay, so this is about the big event. And then let's begin our topic for today, right? And when it comes to the US general election, so what's the latest status quo for the general election? According to the CNN poll of polls as of yesterday, 22nd October 2020, right? So currently, Joe Biden got 52% of the support, and then Donald Trump got 42%. Okay, got 42%, and we see obviously Joe Biden is leading by roughly 10%, right? And it doesn't mean that Joe Biden would definitely win the election on 3rd November. Why? Because it happened back in 2016 when Donald Trump was also falling behind. But in the end, Donald Trump won the election. So this time, not sure whether or not history would repeat again. Now Donald Trump also seems like falling behind, but also possible that in the end, Donald Trump would finally win. Okay, so then what is the main factor that would determine the final result? That is what we are concerned with, right? So today I'm going to review the answer to you. What is the key factor? Okay, so before we come to that key factor, I want to share with okay, so this is part of the reason, okay? And according to the data from the Economist, okay, and the Democrats and the Republicans have assisted at least 226 lawsuits related with the general election across 43 states and regions in U.S. So why is that? What's the reason behind? The reason behind would tell us the key factor that would influence the final result of the U.S. general election. Why the two parties are assisting so many lawsuits related with the general election this year, right? Okay, the reason, because they want to change the threshold for voting. This is the reason behind why they want to change the threshold for voting, because the truth is, the higher the threshold, the more difficult it is for the vulnerable groups, such as ethnic minorities, to vote. And obviously, the ethnic minorities, they are in favor of the Democrats. Okay, so you will see a very interesting phenomenon, which is within the legal system, right? So the Republicans, they are trying to set more barriers for convenient voting. They want to make it more difficult for people to vote, because the higher the threshold, the more difficult for the minorities, the vulnerable minorities, to vote, right? But the vulnerable minorities, especially the ethnic minorities, they are in favor of Joe Biden. Okay, so that's why the Republicans are trying to set more barriers, okay? While the Democrats, they are trying to make it more easier to vote. Okay, so actually, this is the key factor behind that might finally determine who would win the general election. So what they are fighting for within the legal system, the 200 more lawsuits, what they are fighting for, mainly two aspects, okay? The first aspect is about remote voting by mailing, right? Donald Trump obviously despises remote voting, or argue that this is not reliable all the time, right? He argues that mailing is not reliable, but the Democrats, they are in favor of mailing because it will make the threshold lower for people to vote, especially when we are still in the COVID-19 period. And if people can vote by mailing, more and more people would be able to vote. But if it is very troublesome to vote, people have to go out and to queue to vote, then maybe many people would feel unwilling to vote. They would quit, give up. we mentioned if more people can vote, especially the minorities, then it will be in favor of the Democrats, right? Okay, so this is the one aspect within the lawsuit the two parties are fighting for, about whether or not mailing is let's say reliable. Okay, and then the second aspect, which is the number of polling stations. The Democrats, they want to set more polling stations based on the population, right? But the Republicans don't agree. They don't want so many polling stations, because the more polling stations there are, the easier it is to vote. But the Republicans want to make it more difficult for people to vote. Okay, and both parties, they want to change the laws for election. It means they all try to change the laws for election. Why it's so important to change the laws for election? Because the laws really will have great influence on who wins the election. And if really the laws are changed, then it might influence future general elections 4 years later. So, of course, this is extremely important for both parties. Both parties want the laws in favor of them, right? Want the laws benefit them. Okay, so if they really change the laws benefit them more, then they will have higher, let's say, high probability to win even the elections in futures. Means they are not only looking at the general election for this round, they are also fighting for future elections. Who can win future elections? Right? So they have very, let's say, they are looking at a very long-term, let's say, benefits rather than the immediate benefits. Of course, the winning of this round of election very important. But what's more important? They can win more elections in future. So this is why there is so much, let's say, struggles or fights between the two parties within the law system. Okay, and what we can learn from this? Actually, it is about the rules for stock investment. Also, we have rules for the stock market, right? As a retail investor, it's not possible for us to change the rules how the stock market works. The big institutions, they have the ability, capacity to change the rules, the rules of the game, right? As retailers, we don't have such capacity to change the rules, but we do have control of our own trading rules. You are the one who can decide your own trading rules and trading system. So if you can set up your own effective trading system or rules, then you will be able to make profit and avoid losses. Maybe not every time you can win, but most of the times you can win. And even if you lose, you have the trading system to stop loss in time, right? Your losses will be under control within a small amount. Then in the end, you will always be the winner. Means what? You don't just try to focus on the profits for one trading or two tradings, but you need to focus on whether or not your system can help you make a constant profit in the long run. If the method, the trading system is very powerful, high success rate, then even if this time or the next time I lose money, the system failed. Doesn't matter, because in the long run, the system will help you secure more profit, bigger profit, and help you avoid bigger losses. That would be good enough. Okay, so what we can learn from the fights between the two parties of the U.S. for the general election is about setting up your own effective trading rules. Rules are the most important thing for any field. Rules are the most important thing. The rules can change everything. Okay, so do you have your own effective trading system? Your own effective trading rules? That is a question you need to ask yourself. Okay, so this is what I want to share with you today. And now maybe we can look at the market a bit, because the market for US no very decisive movement recent 3 days, right? So the market is keep sideways there. No effective movement. See, sideways there for 3 days already, right? And we say, we say higher probability before 3rd November, the price might still fluctuate within the support of the yellow lines of Homely Rainbow and the yellow Tai Chi signal. The yellow Tai Chi signal resistance and the yellow lines of Homely Rainbow support. So before the result comes out for the general election, the market is likely to sideways within the two levels here. And I have already analyzed for you the 4 possible results Wednesday, right? So who would win, and if who wins, then how the market would react, how the market likely would react, right? So the least let's say the least situation we want to face is on 3rd November, Joe Biden wins, and then Donald Trump disagree. And in that case, maybe the final result will have to be postponed to maybe the end of this year or even early next year. So we have to suffer a longer period of uncertainty. So that's the least result, the last result we want to see, right? That it would be the worst for the stock market, right? And yeah, and anyway, I also mentioned whoever wins the general election, the influence is more likely short-term influence. And what is more important is the economy recovery. And for now, the most important thing is about the COVID-19 vaccine. When would we have a reliable and safe, effective vaccine? Okay, so I also shared with you most of the experts believe that the vaccines would come early next year. Okay, the first half next year, 2021, and still some quite optimistic. They said that the vaccine might come the end of this year, especially when we have the news that Pfizer is likely to apply for emergency use authorization from the PFD the 3rd week of November, right? So if everything turns out to be good, their vaccine, Pfizer's vaccine, proved to be safe and effective, and then likely possibly by the end of this year we might have vaccines available, right? But the most experts believe it will have to be next year, first half of next year. Okay, so that's about the current situation for the general election and also for the COVID-19, right? And when it comes to the individual stocks, so for U.S. market, I already previously mentioned some stocks you can keep monitoring yourself, right? Because for U.S. market, we always have a lot of individual shares to check to help us make some great profits. We never like opportunities or good stocks in the U.S. market. Even now, the market is so uncertain. Many people feel uncertain, staying sidelined to wait. But still, many individual stocks, U.S. individual stocks, are soaring up, quite bullish, right? That's for the U.S. And then how about our Singapore market, right? So for Singapore market, still there's quite strong stocks, and I think you are concerned with iFast, right? Yesterday, some people asked me about iFast and Jiutian Chemical, and for iFast, my opinion have remained unchanged. It's still recycle, right? If it's still recycle, keep holding. But you want to chase after the rally? Well, that may not be a very good choice, because this is about your trading rules. I mentioned setting up effective trading rules or trading system is especially important. It determines your final profit, your final yields in the stock market. Why? If you have get into the habit of chasing after a rally, okay, even if this time maybe for iFast you can make some small profit. Let's say in near future the price still keep going up, you are lucky to make some profit, right? But this method is quite risky, and the success rate or probability that you can make profit by chasing after the rally would be quite low. Means you follow this wrong trading rule, then sooner or later you will lose great amount of money, and for many times you will lose. So you will lose more than you earn. So that's the least we want to see, right? That's the last thing we want to see. So setting up your effective trading system means we don't chase after a rally. For short-term trading, you follow the homely software, the first recycle, and wait and buy until we have the confirmation. I have mentioned it almost every video, right? First recycle is the potential buy point for short term. We buy when we have the confirmation. The confirmation is the close price should be higher than the high price of the first recycle candle. You need to find the first recycle candle. This is the first recycle candle, and we need to see after that the close price can be higher or not than the high price of the first recycle candle. So for this case, now the second day, the close price is below the high of the first recycle. It's not the confirmation. The third day, right? The third day, close price higher. This is the confirmation. Okay, so after we buy, the other detail is you cannot expect that after you buy, the price can go up every day, immediately every day. Sometimes you buy, the price might drop first. Then you need to decide whether or not you should stop loss. If the price didn't go up immediately after you buy, right? So should I hold or should I stop loss? That's a very important question to answer. And I already shared with you the trading principles, which is if the first red circle, the candle is a very long candle, right? Long bullish candle. You can set a half of the long bullish candle as your stop loss. Means the price drop below the half of the long bullish candle, which is the first red circle, right? Then you stop loss. And what if the first red circle candle is not a long bullish candle? For example, for iFast, right? This is not a very long bullish candle. This is a small to medium size bullish candle. So if in this case, you can set the open price as your stop loss level, or if you can tolerate even higher risks, you can wait until the circle turn white. Red circle turn white will be your final stop loss level. Means you can set several different stop loss levels based on your own capacity to take risks or your preference of risks. Okay, so let's say we set the open price of this bullish candle as your stop loss. We see that the price never dropped below the open price of the first red circle candle, right? So actually you can, after you buy the on 16th September, you can keep holding until now. Okay, so means you have bought this candle, right? Then the price didn't go up immediately, it dropped first, but the correction is above my stop loss level, which is the open price of the first red circle candle. That's why I keep holding all the time to catch the recent forceful rally, right? And if you strictly follow the trading system here, we still keep holding, right? And how many people have sold away in advance too early? Let's say here, I know some people, some investors who sold away quickly on 13th October because this is they say this is a doji, and they told me it's a bearish signal, and they sold away. But then they sold away, they missed the future profits. So this is why we should follow an effective trading system. You follow the circle here. The circle can help you maximize your profit for short-term trading. As long as the circle remains red, you keep holding, and the first white circle you sell. You will sell in time, quite in time for most of the times. Of course, sometimes for some rare occurrences, for some rare cases, maybe when it turns to first white circle, right? So it's a very big drop. It's a very big drop. Let's say it dropped this much, right? It's a very, sorry, let me draw again. When the circle turns white, maybe it dropped by 10%. Okay? It might happen, but this is a low probability. Remember, we should focus on the high probability, constant profit in the long run, rather than the rare occurrences, because it is the constant profit that determine whether you are winner or loser in the market. It's not that you can win for once, let's say 100% of profit, but after that you keep losing all the time or most of the times, then you end up losing by losing 100%, or maybe you have lost all your capital. So that would not make you a winner in the stock market. If you want to become a winner, you need high success rate, and you focus on the performance in the long run rather than once or twice, the failure of once or twice, especially some such kind of rare occurrence, big drops. Sometimes it turns to first white circle. It's big drop. Maybe previously you have got some profit. After the sudden big drop, your profit is gone, and you sell, right? You sell, you feel that, wow, this trading system for this time, no profit, I lost my profit. It's not a good system. If you think this way, believe me, in future you will lose a lot of money. You can never become a winner in the stock market because you are focusing on the low probability cases, the rare occurrence, rather than the long-term performance, the constant profit in long run, and high probability. Remember, for stock investment, the final winners, they always get a high probability, not rather than 100% accuracy rate. Okay, so that is what we should focus on. This is for iFast, right? Then for 秋天 Chemical, it is the same. You follow the system, right? Follow the system. Keep holding until today. Today it also went up by 4.71%, right? But our rules is we don't chase after the rally. We don't want to buy now because it's very high for short-term trading. Even if I buy, I still can make some profit today or tomorrow or maybe recent several days, but still I will not do it because it's the wrong trading system. If the trading system is wrong, you apply, it will be bad for you to make profit. Because you make profit this time, you feel this method can work. Then in future, you keep applying this method, it will lead to great losses. Then that is actually very bad for you. Okay, so follow the right trading system, all right? Keep holding, but not chase after the rally, okay? You buy at a low position. When we have the first recircle, the confirmation, and then for 秋天 Chemical, the price also dropped first, but never drop below the low price of the first recircle candle here. So you keep holding. So to catch the rally, hold until today. Okay, so this is for Singapore market. And for some other individual shares, I have mentioned to you the individual shares worth attention, right? So I don't want to repeat again. If it's the first time you watch my video, maybe you can go back and check my previous videos, or you can talk with me privately after the live broadcast. Okay, now it's the time for individual stock diagnosis. Let me check your stocks. Okay, UG Healthcare, right? Want to buy? Okay, so for UG Healthcare, right? 8K7. Okay, so what we know is until now the big boys still take control, and now the price is still above the yellow lines of Homely Rainbow, right? Still above the yellow lines of Homely Rainbow. The problem lies in the previous yellow Tai Chi signal. The previous yellow Tai Chi signal here, very strong resistance. We see the price touch. It just touched the high price of the yellow Tai Chi signal on 14th October, then turn downward. Very strong resistance here. And above we have resistance, right? And below we have support at the yellow lines of Homely Rainbow. Okay, so if the price remain above the yellow lines of Homely Rainbow, means for medium term, the upward momentum is still strong. But if the price drop below the yellow lines, means the medium-term upward momentum already turned weak. For medium term, the price might drop even further to touch the blue lines below, or maybe even the white lines below. Need to wait and see, right? So means we need the price above the yellow lines. If it drop below, cannot touch, because you say you are waiting to buy, right? If in near future the price drop below the yellow lines, the strongest support here cannot touch. better wait after the correction, then they said, okay? And then if the price didn't drop below the yellow lines here, right, it remain above. I think the price would not give us opportunity unless the price can finally break up the resistance here of the previous yellow Tai Chi signal. And for short term, we check it's a white circle, right? So this is the short term timing indicator, red on white circle. Now it's white circle, means for short term it's still in correction. If in future, after the short-term correction, the circle turn red again and the price still remain above the yellow lines of homely rainbow, maybe you can consider to try again. But you need to know that before the price break up the resistance level here, no big chances. But sooner or later, the price can break up as long as the big boys remain quite strong, above 50%, or even can go back above 75% again, then we will have very high probability that the price in future can break up the resistance level here, right? But currently, this is until yesterday, right? We see the purple line is still downward. We have some retailers increase a bit, but the big boy is still above 50%. Still can keep monitoring, but obviously it's weak for short term. It's weak for short term because the resistance level is very close, and the white circle means it's short term in downtrend, right? White circle, short term in downtrend. Then if we check the performance for the day, how about the performance for today? Okay, so today it remain weak. Okay, still remain quite weak. So means no, it's not a very good timing to buy now. You should keep monitoring, and you need to check the yellow lines. If the price drop below the yellow lines, never touch. If it can remain above yellow lines, can keep monitoring. Okay. Next one. Oh, someone asked about new to enter. Remember what I said? Never chase after the rally. Never chase after the rally. This one is already very high. You want to chase after it? Already turned bearish, right? For short term, after this big rally, it already turned bearish. Already yellow Tai Chi, price below the yellow Tai Chi. The first signal to sell, second signal already turned white circle, right? You follow the trading system here. This is the buy point. And the second day, the third day, market open, that's the confirmation. Actually, the second day, the close price is already the same level as the high price of the first red circle candle day. The second day, you should be able to buy in, okay? And because the price used to be quite high, right? Higher than the high price of the first red circle candle day. Even if you didn't buy the second day, the third day market open, can buy, right? You buy and you keep holding, either when the price drop below the low of the two yellow Tai Chi. There are two yellow Tai Chi signal. This is danger alert signal, top alert. So we should sell. Buy here, right? Then we sell. Even if you sell when the market closed last night, you should still be able to secure 27% of your profits. And if you can sell earlier, based on the yellow Tai Chi signal, right? Because the yellow Tai Chi signal, the low price, you know. For the second yellow Tai Chi, the low price is $30.35, right? And if last night the price dropped below that level, you already can sell, because that's the confirmation. price drop below the low of the yellow Tai Chi, beginning of a significant correction. So you can sell earlier last night. Even if you cannot do that, you sell when the market about to close, quite low, right? You still can secure 25% of your profits. So that's the beauty of following an effective trading system. Okay, rather than you want to chase after the rally, already yellow Tai Chi, you want to buy, you might buy at a high position. You might be stuck. Okay, so this is about this new, right? QES. QES. Okay, so firstly, by checking the homely rainbow lines, obviously, it's a downtrend for long term, downtrend for medium term to long, and currently the price is trying to break up the blue lines representing the medium term to long term trend, right? But cannot. So that's why last night it dropped quite sharply. The price already below the yellow lines of homely rainbow. So that is a bearish signal, because the yellow lines means medium term support. If the price drop below the medium term support level, it's possible price might drop even further. So are you looking to buy this, or you already bought for this share? If you haven't bought yet, I don't think it's a very good timing, because first thing, the trend is not good. Second thing, you check yourself, the retailers is around 25%, never disappear, right? And for the big boys, not stable, although it can reach, let's say, around 75%, used to do that, but cannot, let's say, maintain, right? And it's quite volatile. It dropped below, and you see a lot of ups and downs for the big boys. That means it's not stable. The big boys are not really taking control. For the stocks really controlled by big boys, usually no retailer or very small, very little retailer will not be so much. And also the big boys would be remain above 75 or 50% quite stably for a while. Usually the trend will be up rather than down. When it's still long-term downtrend and still retailers are there, it's not really the period that the big boys are already taking control. Now let's say maybe the big boys are still collecting chips there. They're still collecting the chips, but collecting chips this period is not easy or very difficult for retailers to make profit during the chip accumulation stage. Okay, it's very difficult because the price would be very volatile. I think almost impossible for retailers to make a lot of profit during this kind of period. So the easiest way to make profit and the safest and the method which can give you the biggest profit is long-term uptrend. Let's just the same as iFast, right? You check all the bullish stocks. This would be the safest method for you to make profits. Long-term uptrend and big boys above 50%, quite stably, right? No retailer. See? And then follow the red and white circle to find the proper entry points. This will be the easiest and the safest way for you to make profits. And usually it's great profits. Okay? It's because it's Friday, right? So the weekend is coming very soon. After 1 week of trading, I think many people are feeling quite tired. You need some rest, right? So I hope you can enjoy your weekend. So I don't want to hold you too long because it's weekend is coming. You need some rest, okay? And then before we end, don't forget to like my public page on Facebook. You can search at Homely Amy Lei and get my public page. The name is Trade with Homely Chart, and this is me. You can like this public page. And also in future, if I have new events, you will be notified immediately if you already followed my page, right? And then if you like this video, don't forget to give me thumb up, and also don't forget to share my video with your friends. Your motivation, your encouragement will be my biggest motivation. And also don't forget to WhatsApp me privately to register for the seminar. Okay, looking forward to seeing you next Monday, and have a nice weekend. Bye bye.